ancestral lifestyle that was supposed to be giving him this body if he had to spend an additional $11,000 to actually get the body. That just seems so unnecessary. To spend $11,000? I feel like probably like 1,000 would have done it, you know? I guess I don't know how much steroids cost, but like, I feel like at a certain point it's gotta be like diminishing returns, right? There's probably only so much testosterone one man can take before he just turns into one giant testicle. In talking to this person, he also outlines his entire like daily routine, and to give him some credit, as long as he's telling the truth in this daily routine, it does seem like, aside from the whole steroids thing, he was taking the ancestral life very seriously. He does wake up and walk barefoot to the lake, sun gaze, and have a morning coffee, review the books for his companies. I don't think that the guy who's prescribing you steroids needs to know all this. I don't think he'd email back being like, wait, hold up, just to make sure you are walking barefoot to the lake every morning, right? Otherwise, these steroids aren't gonna work. One thing I thought that was kind of funny is that the person he's talking to asked, do you have more energy at the beginning of the workout or strong all the way through? And he responded, fuck no, I'm dead at the end. Fucking dead. Sometimes I even have to take a nap from 12 to 1 p.m., which is right after he works out. I feel like I've often heard the Liver King say things like, working out gives me so much energy. I get in there, I kick ass, and then I'm energized for the rest of the day. Come to find out he takes a nap after he works out. Liver King, if you're watching, I think you might have been getting the extra energy from the nap that you take in the middle of the day. That might sort of like give you that reset you were looking for. A lot of this video gets into like the nitty gritty of exactly which steroids he's taking, which I thought was kind of interesting because I personally don't know anything about steroids, to the point where I feel like he could have been honest with me the entire time and I wouldn't have even known what he was talking about. I would have been like, guys, the Liver King is not taking steroids. He's on Omnitrope, okay? That's a different word than steroids. That's probably like some part of a bull carcass that I've never heard of before. Oh yeah, I take Wednesday and Sunday off. On those days, I do hard shell HBOT in my house, 10-minute cold plunge at the house, massage at the house, and walk 6 to 9 miles and do Tabata push-ups. Or else I don't feel right in the head. I understand like the feeling of having clarity after you work out, you get the blood flowing and you feel empowered for the rest of the day and you got your mind in the right place. But saying I don't feel right in the head makes him sound like a supervillain. Uh-oh, the Liver King didn't get his Tabata push-ups in. He's fucked up in the head. He's gonna blow up a hospital. Maybe that's all the Joker needed, just some Tabata push-ups. He also ended one of his emails with, can you reassure me that all the information discussed will be confidential? I guess not. I feel kind of bad that in none of my videos I raised skepticism about him being on steroids. At least I don't remember doing that. I feel like I probably could have done a better job researching that. So when I did the video Living Like the Liver King, I went to a CrossFit gym to try out his workout routine. And even the lady that like ran that CrossFit gym, who works out for a living and knows a ton about fitness, I showed her a picture of the Liver King and she was like, oh yeah, that guy's on steroids. I don't think I even asked her. I just showed her a picture of him and she was like, that dude is on steroids. There's not a doubt in my mind. I really should have known he was on steroids when I saw this TikTok of him like months ago.
Liver King here. A bunch of primals keep asking if Liver King is natty or not. I decided to really face this head on and show you my stack. I stack liver and bone marrow every day. By the way, this was my cameraman idea, so tip of the hat to him. I don't even know where to get this stuff.
See, yeah, I definitely should have been a little suspicious when I saw this TikTok, because those look like steroid needles. Like the type of needles that you would put in your butt. And sure, he says it's a joke, and he says he doesn't know where to get the stuff, and yet he has steroid needles. I don't know where to get steroid needles, which I think you could probably tell by looking at me. But how does he know where to get them? I guess he says the video was the cameraman's idea, so maybe the cameraman got them?
This was my cameraman idea, so tip of the hat to him. I don't even know where to get this stuff.
Guys, the Liver King does not take steroids, alright? Get off my back. I've never touched this stuff. I don't know where to get it. My cameraman, on the other hand, is on steroids. This dude is a fiend. If anybody needs a hookup, let me know and I will get you in contact with him. I was half expecting the camera to turn around and it would be the Liver King filming it also.
This was my cameraman idea.
Yeah, what's up guys? I am on steroids. So if you are skeptical of those emails and think they might be fake, the Liver King has since responded in his own video confessing to everything in a video called Liver King Confession, I Lied. But before we watch that, I do have a confession of my own, and that's that this portion of the video is sponsored by SoFi. Maybe I should be sitting in the same place that the Liver King is for his apology. Do I look like the... SoFi is a mobile-first banking company helping their members bank, invest, and borrow money all in one app. Their mission is to help people achieve financial independence so they can realize their ambitions. I don't know about you guys, but when I put money away in a savings account, I want it to work for me, not just sit there. And with SoFi, I earn more in 1 month than I would in a year with a big bank savings account. That's right, gang. With a SoFi checking and savings account, you'll earn more money on your money without ever having to think about it. Plus, you can get paid up to 2 days early, pay no account fees, and cash in on up to $250 when you sign up for direct deposit. And here's the best part. Here's the best confession of all. SoFi and I are going to be giving away $35,000, which is more than Liver King spends on steroids in 3 months, to one of you who signs up for a SoFi checking account right now using my link. Just click the link in the description or scan this QR code right here, and you'll be automatically entered for a chance to win when you sign up. Please make sure you use my link or scan this QR code. It's the only way to enter. You cannot win if you don't use my link. It's my special link. Thank you to SoFi for helping me give away money to my fans. This is incredible. And thank you for sponsoring this video. And thank you to you guys for checking out SoFi.
I'm making this video to apologize. I've stated that this is a complicated as fuck topic, at least to me it is.
First thing that jumps out to me is him saying this is a complicated as fuck topic, which is kind of crazy to hear from a guy that I don't think I've ever heard express any nuance about anything ever. The only times I've heard him talk, he's like, sugar, subprimal, eating a bull's ball sack, primal, baby. I've never heard him be like, well, the conflict going on in the Middle East right now is pretty nuanced, and on a scale from primal to subprimal, it floats somewhere in the middle.
Before social media, I was rich and anonymous, and after social media, I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous, and I never expected this kind of exposure in the public eye. It's been tricky as fuck to navigate.
Yeah, but that's probably because you lied, though. Being in the public eye probably wouldn't have been so tricky if you were just telling the truth the entire time.
Clearly, I did it wrong. And I'm here now to set the record straight.
To give credit where credit is due, I do think that he does a good job apologizing and owning up to everything. I guess he could have just tried to sweep this under the rug. I feel like it's pretty rare to see influencers apologize in a way that seems genuine. Granted, he's probably just doing this because he got caught. Like, he probably wouldn't have come clean ever if he didn't get exposed like this. So, yeah. I'm sure he is sorry about that. Also, to give him further credit where credit is due, in a way, it was a really good con because it was kind of a lie that no one would ever test. I've seen people accuse him of being on steroids before, and he's always been like, well, you think a body like this isn't possible without steroids, but that's just because you've never eaten bone marrow and raw liver every day for 30 years while sleeping on the floor. And it's like, damn. You're right. And I also never will, so I guess it's pretty hard to test that claim.
I'm still rich, but no longer anonymous, and I never expected this kind of exposure.
Never expected this kind of exposure? I don't know, man. It seems like you were kind of actively seeking attention. Remember when you went to Buckingham Palace and did, like, curls shirtless outside the front gates? Also, I feel like I remember in one of those emails you said something about hiring an entire team to help you blow up on TikTok. Can we get a replay of that? I'm pouring ridiculous resources into making this happen, including hosting a video guy that will be living at my guest house and a film crew that will be filming 7 days a month.
Yes, I am on steroids, monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician. Liver King, the public figure, was an experiment to spread the message, to bring awareness to the 4,000 people a day who kill themselves, the 80,000 people a day that try to kill themselves.
That's crazy, dude. I took steroids because a lot of people kill themselves. And I thought if they could see a guy that was like super jacked, maybe they'd think twice. I thought maybe if all these young men saw a guy saying that you could get this strong too, when in reality they can't, they never will get this strong, I thought maybe that would make them feel better. If I was way more jacked than them?
I didn't feel 100% physically or cognitively. So I went to get monitored and managed by a trained hormone clinician to see what the fuck was going on with my life.
I feel like that is probably not high praise for the ancestral lifestyle that he had already been living for like 20 years. I thought raw liver and bone marrow was all you needed to be happy and healthy. Turns out you need steroids too. I'm honestly only mad because you didn't tell the rest of us that. I wish I had known that I was also supposed to be taking steroids this whole time. You can't just make that like an unspoken rule. So this whole time you got to take like $12,000 worth of steroids and none of us did? You know we would have done it. Seriously though, I do think that a lot of this video is kind of, it seems like it's like missing something huge for how genuine this apology seems to be, and like how much it seems like he wants to do better in the future. He kind of seems to be missing something huge, and that he's not like actually addressing the underlying issue of the things that he's feeling. He says later on in this video that even outside of like making this good for the brand, he is like insecure about the way that he looks, and so that's why he spends so much time in the